Alright, y'all, welcome back to Deep South Cutlery. It's Seth one more time. This is some of the pickups from this weekend. I'm gonna go over them bit by bit, piece by piece. And yeah, we're on our kitchen counter here. So if you see there's some peanut butter right over yonder, some dog treats for Tater. You just bear with it. I cleaned off a spot just big enough to put some of my stuff here. And we're gonna run through some of these things little by little. Thank y'all for joining us. Appreciate y'all. Right, let's start here at the beginning. The first place we stopped was a little pawn shop there in Pontotoc. I was able to pick up a couple, 2 or 3 Morgans. I love the Morgan silver dollars, and I mean right now, just the scrap of the 90% is worth a lot more than it was a couple months ago. But this was the cool piece. This is actually a Morgan made inside of made into a belt buckle, and I just thought that was kind of cool. That's kind of a nostalgic type thing there. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. The next place we stopped was an old pawn shop. Let me show you these that we picked up. I may have showed you a little bit. Let me open them up for you real quick. So I'm back. So this first one was if I'm not mistaken, was a Russell. Now, yep, there it is. It's rough. She's been used. She's seen her better days. But it was kind of a break the ice type thing. We hadn't bought a knife yet, and made a deal with the gentleman. And it still it needs a lot of cleaning. We can put that on the wheel there, Delrin handle, but I don't know how you would actually age these old Russells, but that's a pretty cool piece. The second one, I was kind of uncertain about this one until I heard Curtis Dinkler mention in one of the chats right here. This is a buck. This is a buck, but it's a Swiss made. Let's see if I can get that to focus there. Swiss made buck, what we would call a Swiss Army knife. So kind of like the Victorinox or something such as that. But that's an interesting piece that I hadn't seen a whole lot. And you, of course, you know, I'm a buck fan, so I really like that. We went to the next day? No, the same day. We stopped at a little antique shop, and I didn't get to show y'all these that we picked up. These are the 3 pieces. Let me make me some room here. 3 pieces we picked up there. Let me go through them with you. And just like magic, we're back. The first one that Eddie got, and this one needs to be wiped up. You can still see fingerprints and all on it. This is a tree brand, Boker tree brand. What would be like I guess you would call that a Fulton Hunter. But that's some beautiful Appaloosa bone. Check out the backside. I'm guessing that is German. Yep, if it's gonna be tree brand, it's gonna be German. Let me see if I can find some markings on it. Yep, Solingen, Germany, or Zolingen, however they say it. Pretty cool piece. The next one that he run across, I really dig. This is an IXL. George Wurstholm. I know I don't ever say it right. Wurstholm. This is a 1-arm razor, and that is jigged, or that is a saw cut bone there. That's actually got the actual razor, whatever you call that, serrations or whatever it is in there. That was a really sweet piece that we were able to pick up there at that flea market. And then thirdly, I picked this one up. This is of course, I didn't give $30 for it. Guys, any of these buck Stockmans and buck penknives, right now the USA ones, I can't buy them from Buck for less than $70. I mean, and we're buying directly from Buck. So anytime you see one of these for 40, 35, 40 bucks, even though it is a merchandise piece, you know, it's still pretty amazing to be able to get that little thing. So that's a cool little piece. All right, the next stop we had, that was the same day maybe. I think I made 2 different videos. Was the mini Griptilian, Benchmade, all American made piece, guys. And I've been torn on these. You know, I've heard some stories about Benchmade, and I said, you know what, let me do my own research. And I don't know. You hear all kinds of stuff. But what I'm hearing, they kind of recanted some of their anti-Second Amendment stuff and, you know, realized that wasn't real good for business. But this is the mini Griptilian that has the sheepfoot blade with the circle. Now, y'all let me know what that hole is called. I have no idea. I'm not into EDC. I know it just didn't have the thumb stud, and I kind of like that. I'm going to tote it. I think it is in the same line with the Buck Elite knife. Some of the, it is smooth as all get out. S30V, which is hard to beat. It's actually a pretty cool piece. I'm going to use it. I'm going to tote it. Matter of fact, I got here today, and as soon as I got back home, went out to feed the cows, and that's what I used to cut the cattle feed with. I mean, honestly, it's $139. I know that's a lot for a knife to a lot of people, but for some of them that we get, that's not bad at all. So that was the one I bought at the co-op there in Batesville. That's a pretty cool piece there. And I so far so good. I mean, we're talking about 2 days toting it. But I mean, I enjoy fidgeting with it. It is reversible. It does have a reversible deep carry pocket clip. It does have a lanyard loop there. I see the knife doctor talk about the Benchmade all the time. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna give it a shot and see where it lines up with us. So the next place that we stopped was an outdoor store, and it had the black box bucks. Now, if y'all were around Grenada, this place had a ton of black box bucks, which are the high-end bucks. They said they bought a bunch of stuff, and of course the high-end just didn't sell. This is a 2022 limited edition. I've seen these on eBay. I've never got one. This is S35VN. If you know, these regular Saunters are 154 CM. This is carbon fiber, which I love carbon fiber. This has the drop point blade, and it is S35VN. These are the finest little pocket toters that Buck has made in a long time. And of course, they come in the black box, pretty limited edition. This one comes with a little pocket slip, which I thought was pretty cool. Comes from Buck with the pocket slip. Of course, all the COA, look at that. CJ's signature on that. Includes the black leather carry. How many of them were made? It doesn't really say. It doesn't really say. It does have everything. Of course, all the Buck stuff. And I got 2 of those. I'm probably going to keep one, and I'm probably going to sell one. And that's just the name of the game on that. We are a knife shop, but that was an interesting piece that we were able to pick up there. And I really like it. I didn't mention a while ago, I went up to the Winter Classic to get some contacts. We are, good Lord willing, going to start carrying a lot of hunting supplies, coon hunting supplies. And the guys at Dog and Hunt Supply, actually with some ladies there, we got to talking to them about knives and everything such as that. And she said she gave me a bag to tote all kinds of stuff in. Daddy bought a couple things. He actually bought Stubbs' hat from them, and which I've got a video. I'll show you all of that. And they said, I'll give you a hat if you'll wear it. I said, you doggone straight. You give me a hat, I'll wear it. But those guys are great. Free shipping on everything from them. And we'll be getting some of our stuff, wholesale through them. Another couple buddies of ours will be getting some stuff wholesale. But that was really nice of them. Great people. This last piece, me and May's got at that flea market there at in right south of Jackson. This is a sweet piece. I've never seen one. This is a 1944 to 1924 commemorative 80th year anniversary. I know it's in French, but this is a D-Day, June 7th. This is a D-Day commemorative. Look at the paratroopers jumping in there on the blade, blacked out blade, drab green, has the lock like everything. Look, this is really cool. All of this is in French, every bit of it. Well, no, I'm lying. At the very bottom, it's not. It shows it in English. But French and English, I just thought it was really cool. Just thought it was really neat. And just to commemorate the greatest generation, D-Day, man, that's just, them guys went through it, man. They went through it so we can enjoy these knives. And the good Lord was with them and certainly blessed us here in the United States. But this one right here, if it gets sold, it's going to bring a supreme price because I don't want to sell it. I'm a history nut, and I love that. So, guys, that's kind of an overview of what we picked up. A lot more hunting stuff that we picked up. I'm not going to show you all of that. I got some boots. May's got some boots and waders and leashes and all kinds of fun stuff. But there you go, guys. Some of this stuff will be available. Some of it won't. If you see something that you're interested in, holler at us. If you have any dog supply needs, look, give us a little bit of time. Garmin's, waders, boy, we're going to be in it neck deep. But we was really happy. It was a good trip. And the good Lord got us back home safely. So this is Sunday morning. Y'all go to church. Enjoy the Lord's Day with your friends and your family. And until Monday night, we'll be back on our auction doing it all over again. God bless you, friends. Deep South Cutlery. Good times. Great knife. See ya.